right, cool. So today we're going to be working on exponents. For some of you guys, it's easy. For some of you guys, it's like, oh, I get it now. All right. So the first thing we got to do is we have to identify the different components. All right. So when you have something like this, right, that is called a term. Okay. So this whole thing is called a term. All right. It's called a term. So if you have another one, let's say you have uh, minus 7x, that's another term. Okay, so here you have a term. Remember, this one has the minus 7x. All right, so basically, what you're talking about is you're talking about the whole thing. However, it's broken down into terms. The whole thing is called an expression. All right, so what we're going to be dealing with is the 5x squared. Okay, so the 5x squared here, we're going to break it down. Okay, we're going to break it down, break it down, break it down. Yeah. So what do you call that 2? Does anybody know? Actually, let's start with the 5. What do you call the 5? It has the value 5, but what is it called? Does anybody know? What do you call that? That's right in front. Yeah, it's a number, but it's right in front of the letter. What is that 5 called? Not a number. Anybody? Anybody? Type it in. Type it in. What's up? What's up? All right. Nobody? Okay. This is called the co. Anybody? Anybody? Co. Yeah. Tough crowd. Tough crowd. There you go. Coefficient. There you go. Nice. Coefficient. All right. That's your coefficient. It's 5. It could be a negative 5, but it's the number next to the letter because this means 5 times x squared. All right. What is the x called? Anybody? Anybody? Tough crowd. Tough crowd. I know it's early in the morning. Anna, what is the x called? A letter. Yeah, but in math, what is it called? Anna? You know, Anna? Anthony? Yeah, there you go. That was easy. Right, a variable. So this is called a variable, which is a letter, right? It represents, I don't know what a number, an unknown number. Okay. And what about the little 2? What about the little 2? What do you call that? How about Diego? Diego, what is the little 2? Do you know? Do you know, Diego? The little 2, Diego Flores? It starts with an E. How about Isaiah? Isaiah? No? Tadeo? Tadeo? What's the little 2 called? This little 2. All right. I hope you guys are not sleeping. I can't see you guys. See, it's tough being a teacher during these circumstances because we don't know what you're doing. All right. I know probably some of you guys turned on the computer and just walked away. I don't know. Yes, exponent. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, you're at a dentist. Oh, man. Huh. Oh, must be nice to make all these plans, huh? Man, I should teach from the dentist. Oh, man. Oh, where are you, Gallegos? Are you with the dentist too? Oh, man. All right, here we go. So, all right. Well, at least you're honest, right? It's honesty. All right, here we go. So we got the coefficient, the exponent, and you're here actually. Is your tell your dentist I said hi. What's up, dentist? All right, here we go. Variable, exponent. All right, there you go. So now what we're gonna do is we're not gonna combine. We're basically gonna multiply these exponents. All right. So so we have 5x squared. What does that mean? What does this mean? So what does it mean? What does it mean? It means 5 times the variable x squared. Okay? So that's what it means. But mister, there's no parentheses. You don't need it. You don't need to have this. That's fine. It's the same thing. But mister, there's no little dot. Means the same thing. But mister, there's no little x. It means the same thing. All right? So if you have 5x squared without the parentheses, it means the same thing as having the parentheses. It means the same thing as having that little symbol for multiplication. It means the same thing as having the x. All right? So 5 times x squared. Now, x could be any number, remember? It's an unknown number. Okay? So what happens when we multiply? Okay? So here, so what but what does this mean as well? It means, let me put it right here, it means 5, well, actually not what it means. How do you represent it? So let's put, how is it represented? How is it represented? All right, sorry about that. How is it represented? So it's represented in the form of 5 times x times x. Okay, you see that? A lot of kids like to say 5 times 2. No, it's just by itself. So x squared means x times x. Don't forget the 5. Okay, so here we have another one. Let's say -7 times y to the 4th. Okay, what does that mean? It means -7 times y to the power of 4, correct? So but how do you represent this? Let's break it down. -7 times y, 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 y. So whenever you actually deal with variables, you always have to, because when I was in high school, I was like, oh, I kind of made it fun for myself. The teacher wouldn't explain it this way. So I was like, I would always say, oh, when it's a variable, it's always how many. So how many y's are there? There's 4. You see? There's no -7, there's 4. So if I do this, 10 a to the 6th, what's that? That is 10 times a times a times a times a times a times a. So whenever there's a variable with an exponent, you always ask yourself, well, how many a's are there? All right, so that kind of simplifies things a little bit better. So what we're going to do is so let's go ahead and do this one. So if we do the long way, let's break them up, all right? So we're going to break up the 3 times, I'm working with the first term. So let me pick out a non-volunteer. I'm going to pick Eddie. Eddie, 3 times, how many x's am I going to write, Eddie? How many x's, Eddie? You could type it in if you want. If you don't want to hear, you don't want me to hear your voice. How many? Type it in, Eddie. How many x's am I going to write for 3x to the power of 4? Yes. So remember, we're going to multiply them. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget the times. And then we're going to write the 2. And then let's see, Giovanni. How many x's am I going to multiply the expanded way? How many x's? Giovanni. Just type it in. Type it in. Ah, yeah, there you go. There you go. Nice. Times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? You see that? So now with the numbers, you do everything you've learned like in 7th grade. right? The 3 times 2, right? This big 3 times this 2 is 6. And now, how many x's are there? How many x's are there? Are there 20? No, right? There's, count them. X to the power of 9. And that's it. Okay? So do you have to do this whole long thing? No, but I'm explaining why it is what it is, because that's an x to the 1, 1. All the x's have a 1, an invisible 1. See, all these right here have an invisible 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Ooh, battery charge. Hold on, hold on. Why is this? I just got a warning. It didn't charge. Hold on. All right, there it goes. All right. So it has a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's why. All right. Some kids do this because they see multiplication. They're going to go 3 times 2 is 6. And then x 4 times 5 is 20 because they see this. But that's wrong, right? You break it down. So remember when I was in high school, that's one way that helped me. I said, wait, how many variables are there? Right? If I break it down, there's 4 and then there's 5. Don't ignore the multiplication. How many variables are there? All right. The multiplication is just for the coefficient, the number, the big numbers. All right. You guys got that so far? All right, cool. So that's actually what we're doing. All right, pretty easy. All right. Let's go ahead and do another one. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do it the long way, and then you're going to understand the whole rule. All right. So here, we're going to break it down. Okay. So let's see. We're going to break it down. Candace. So I have -7 times what? How many A's am I going to write, Candace? How many A's am I going to write? 6. Yes. Very good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then times, then we got -3. See that? Times. And then how many, let's see, who else is here? Vivian. How many A's am I going to write? Times how many A's? Vivian. Where are you at, Vivian? Vivian? Hello, hello. All right, just to let you guys know that if you're not responding, I'm going to be tabulating it here. So oh, there she is. I don't want to do that, guys. There you go. What did she say? What did she say? Yeah, there you go. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now the numbers you multiply with the numbers only. Everything else with the letters say how many letters, how many A's there are. Okay. So go ahead and try to type your answer. If you have an answer, put it in. I know you can't do the exponent because of but if you could put in the chat, that would be great. So I'll give you about 5 seconds. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, good. So here we go. So negative times negative is positive. 7 times 3 is 21. And now, how many A's are there? How many A's are there? Well, there's 6 and 5. There's 11. Okay. So there's your answer. Now, mister, do I have to actually write all the A's? No. What's this? Let's do number 3. Okay. So number 3 is let's do 10r to the 7th times 5r to the 4th. Okay. So let's do it. Let's see if you could do it by yourself without doing it the long way. All right. Hold on. There you go. So remember the coefficient, the big numbers, you're going to pay attention to the multiplication. All right. So if you guys could type in your answer, you know, without the exponents, go ahead and do so. Go ahead and do so. If you could type it in real quick. Come on, guys. I know you're awake. Okay, so what do we do? All right. 5 times what is 15, right? Because you got to first do the coefficient, the number. So basically, it's 3. I took care of that. Now, if I have 7 A's, I need 10. How many more do I need? How many more? Right? Yeah, I need 3. Very good. Ready? A to the third. See, you need 3 of them to complete that. All right? And that was the number 1. So see how it's pretty easy? Like, oh man, I could have got that one right. Okay? So that's it. That's all my lesson. So today, oh wait. Sorry, I forgot one more. One more. Number 5. What if I have 10 to the 7th times 10 to the 5th? Oh, wait. What do you mean? 10 to the 7th times 10. Remember when I said anything with an exponent, say how many there are? All right. Now the 10 has an exponent. So now instead of saying how many A's, how many R's, you're going to say how many what? How many 10s are there? How many 10s are there? A lot of kids like to do 10 times 10, 100. Bam, wrong, right? So how many 10s are there? Anybody? So if I break it down, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then the 5s times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? So if you break it down, you'll see that, oh, there's all these 10s. Are there 100 10s? No. How many 10s are there? Let me pick on someone. Sorry. Let me wake someone up. William. How many 10s are there, William? Yeah. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? But sometimes kids are going to put 100 and then 35 because the little numbers. Don't multiply the little numbers. Okay, that's basically indication telling you, oh, how many. So it's going to be 10 to the 12. All right? And then I'm going to do one more, number 6, and then that's it. So without having to do this, 3 to the 4th times 3 to the 3 to nothing. Oh, there's one. 3 to nothing. But is it 0 or invisible 1 when there's nothing? It has to have a value, right? So it's actually the invisible 1. All right, it's not 0. When there's a number by itself, it's always the 1. Remember, when there's an X, right. Let me see. Yeah, there's a 1. Thank you, Alondra. There's always a 1. Don't put a 0 because then you're making it nothing, no value. So remember, it's like here, X, there's an invisible 1. When there's, it's like having an X. When there's a 3, it has that invisible 1. All right? So what's my answer? 3, right? 3 to the power of what? Reuben. Before you go to the doctors. 3, yeah, 3 to the power of what? 5. Very good. 3 to the power of 5. And that's it, guys. That's it. That's all we're doing today. All right. Pretty easy. Let me go ahead and stop my little video.